Azorius control versus Sarge Macho Man 69. Initiate. So, what do we have? Tapped, tapped, not tapped. Okay, slow, but we'll go with it. Mm-hmm.
Focus and discipline. Keep an open mind.
I need to get Sunfall Ace basically immediately, otherwise this is a lost game.
So much commotion.
Alright, well at least Narset is gonna take some hits. It's gonna take part of the damage. Do I need to shock this into play? Yes. Because now I can march and veto, for example, or I can march and 3 steps ahead. Actually, yeah, this is a good veto target. They don't pump, I'll take 3. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Take a little bit less damage. Go to 9. That's not ideal, but still. Alright, I have a Sunfall. I have a 3 steps ahead. I have an Emperor, so I have options. And then Sunfall. Because this is going to become a creature like right now. There's a Challenger. No blocks. What are you gonna pump? Okay, again, just some... Alright, well now your cards are laid bare on the table.
My judgment is final.
Alright, now it's top deck time for the opponent. They have... Ooh, that was good. That was actually very good. That was a pretty good top deck.
Guards, to me.
Both are going to get double strike, right? But they don't have prowess, so I can block both with my 2/2s and trade. Yep, this is exactly what I need. Alright, so fair trade there. Yeah, just keep this thing alive to keep making 2/2s. And now I have these things here, so this is good. Perfect. Teferi is also pretty nice here. I think I'm starting to lock it up.
Keep watch for intruders.
I have no more lies up, which... Okay, Mutavolt, also annoying. Don't have haste though, so I'm not sure what's the point there. What can we do? Well, first of all, let's put a counter here. Let's plus and draw.
Rest and strike hard.
You know what? I'm not done.
Oh, that's perfect. And attack. Alright, no more lies. Oh, I should have maybe used my mana somehow, but that's fine. Yep. Let's get rid of the Mutavolt. Let's create a citizen. Let's just shuffle this away.
Time is much more malleable than people think.
Pass the turn. Oh, well, perfect answer to that. Let's create another citizen or scry 2. Let me think. 3, 6 plus 6. Okay, I won. No matter what I do. Don't even need to put a counter anywhere. So there we go. Nice. Defeating Mono Red here with Azorius control on the first game of today's run. Nice. Teferi, again, the stabilizer. I'm gonna call Teferi the stabilizer, really. It's like so often when Teferi resolves, it's the turning point of the game. But the Emperor also doing a great job gaining that 2 life when I really needed it. So yeah, alright, on to the next game. Azorius control versus you. Me? Or who? Yes. Tapped, untapped, untapped. Okay. This is a pretty decent hand, I would say. Let's see what we're up against. Alright, it's red. Considering that I have a lockdown, like, yeah, there's no point playing anything here on turn 3. So let's see what happens here first. I'd always love to veto that. And I will. I know I'm going to take a hit here, but I mean, taking 1 hit against Mono Red is unavoidable. Ooh, well, and now my lockdown's going to be pretty nice. So take 4 here. And then lockdown. Now the opponent can attack with the Mutavolt. And Nemesis is also annoying, but I have the Emperor to deal with that next turn. So also a decent answer available to me there. The Lynx. It's gonna deal how much? I'm gonna counter that. That's, yeah, countering this just prevents a lot of damage. Alright, pass the turn again. Let's see what the opponent does. Oh, they have the den too. Oh, they have a lot of annoying things. Ooh, interesting. Well, that's a deluge moment. March and Fortress? Or double March? Double March. Why March? Because it's great against all those lands. Yeah, this can enter. No attacks, huh? Okay. So, now I need to find a way to get rid of the Nemesis. X equals 3. If they target it in response, I will just use the other March. But then I'm going to have to discard a lot. Okay, so that went down smoothly. Perfect. Can I afford to Teferi here? I don't really think so. Not yet. An offspringed manifold mouse is a perfect no more lies target. I think the opponent's not too happy about that. Do you want to pump? Alright, well that's also a perfect moment. Now I have the Emperor, which I need for those man lands, right? So let's not play Teferi yet again. Oh, okay. Well, then I'll Deluge. I don't know why the opponent isn't starting to use those man lands. Alright, that's good. 2 Field of Ruins is nice. Yeah, let's deploy an Emperor first. Still not going for the man lands here. I'm not sure why.
Anyone who harms my people must contend with me. Let your blade do the talking.
Alright, another Field of Ruin. Start attacking.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Drop a Teferi. And yeah, a resolved Teferi again, together with the Emperor, which is the Emperor, like really a 4 mana. It creates as it is a threat in itself and an exile and life gain. It's super versatile. All right, another victory versus Mono Red, thanks to the temporary lockdown, which definitely did the bulk of the work here, I must say. All right, on to the next game. Azorius Control versus the brilliant Neon Binary. Huh. Creative nickname. Okay, is it? Is it? Or is it not, is it? Alright, normalize is up and active. And we will counter anything that comes our way. I want to play this for 5 if I can. Yep, these are just cycling spells, so these are fine with me. Unfortunately, I can't veto and normalize because I played the Mirrex. I could have considered playing the Eiganjo there, actually. That was a little bit of a misstep, maybe. Mental misstep. Okay, yeah, keep cycling. Keep filling graveyard for the perfect treasure cruise. Ah, there's the cruise. I smell it. Yeah. Alright, so they kind of cycled through their deck, and nothing really came of it so far. Past the turn, don't want to use the Eiganjo necessarily. I'm gonna start creating Mirrex tokens now. If they... Oh, that's perfect. That's just amazing. Yeah, every card, getting cards out of the opponent's hands here with tokens feels pretty nice. I feel like I'm in the driver's seat now. Maybe I could at some point. Oh, a ledger shredder. March that? Yeah, let's march that. Wait a minute, we are still in that phase. Okay. Ooh, a spell pierce. Well, I'll pay 2. You can have another spell pierce potentially. Okay, no. Wow, well. 2, 4. Now, if I play Teferi and they have another spell pierce, which they just held back, then I'm in trouble. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna pass the turn. Let's dwindle down the opponent's cards in hand a little bit more first. Yeah. Every land they play. Okay, perfect. Another treasure cruise. Opponent's down to 1 card in hand. Finally, my... Alright, now with this much mana up, with the Dovin's Veto as backup, I'm gonna play the Teferi.
Let's skip to the good part.
Get in an attack. Untap 2 lands and have Dovin's Veto or 3 steps ahead available if need be. I don't like treasure cruise, yeah. You may have noticed. Alright, nice. That was another very clean victory here for Azorius Control versus... Is it Phoenix? So yeah. The MVPs here, and Teferi once again locking things down. Azorius Control versus the loser. Oh. Is that nickname just to put your opponents off balance or not? Keep tapped, untapped, untapped. Perfect. And then lock down this. Gonna get rid of the Teferi or the Emperor. The opponent, I'm actually gonna get rid of the Emperor. Okay, well that means I need to be very careful. I might need to untap and lock down here. I know it's not a very amazing lockdown, but I can't afford for the opponent to Kaido next turn. Alright, they're already going for that. Let's shock this. Pass the turn, Deluge, and then Teferi. That's the plan. Let's see if that's enough. They can Kaido, which I can get lost. Ah, that's a good one. However, I get lost, or Teferi, yeah, Teferi's also, so they value Teferi very highly. So this is good, and this is good. Oh. I will protect my hand this time around. They just picked up a land, fine. So. I actually need to be very careful because they can bounce the temporary lockdown. So that's something I need to be very wary of. Sure. Problem, unfortunately, currently not if the opponent, if I don't counter anything, I'm just not doing anything here. A Narset. I'm gonna go for it. Unfortunately, I can't play 3 steps ahead in that case. That's the big problem here. Oh, this is bad. This is very bad. This is really putting the opponent ahead. So I think that was a mistake. That Narset was a mistake. I needed to keep this up. Well, at least I drew into Normalize. So, Ninjutsu, return an unblocked attacker. So they could go for Kaido here. Which I'm fine with, so.
Sloppy technique.
Ooh, okay. So Narset unfortunately can't find me a land. Maybe a Veto.
Put thoughtfulness before action.
So a lockdown here is very risky because they can just, if they have another, this town ain't big enough, I'm in trouble. However, if I don't lock down here, they're gonna Kaido next turn, so I have to. So it's all down to this town ain't big enough or not. And that card is just, yeah, it's always a big one. Sure, that's fine. Sunfall even. A Narset. Do I care about Narset? It's good card advantage. However, I can't use this. I mean, I can, but then I'm not drawing. What I'm gonna do this. Alright, that was a decent draw, actually. It has so many cards in hand, though. It's kind of an issue for me. Okay, but they're also not doing anything. I'm okay with land drops, because I'm getting closer to flashing back my Deluge, which would be a big step. So my no more lives are just so bad now at this point. But I can use them to counter this, at least one final, yeah. At least making use of them to in some way or another. And now I'm defenseless. However, I have a big Memory Deluge coming up. This is fine, this is just cycling. Another Narset is fine with me. I'm gonna use this opportunity to drop the Emperor.
Practiced against many foes like you. Meditate and prepare.
Jwari Disruption, sure, fair enough. Sure. Just exile all artifacts. Let's keep that around. Or if they have another Drown in the Lock. And this doesn't exile Planeswalkers, so no. And also, if I can't really exile enchantments, to be honest, because that will destroy my lockdown, which is a big problem as well. So, okay, no use for you. That's annoying. But in the response to the trigger, I will destroy this so that they cannot use the second mode. Unfortunately, now I can't Memory Deluge again. Oh man, this is... I have 6 cards in the opponent's hand. Like, that's something I'm quite afraid of, to be honest. I'm sure this is not going to... Oh, it did. Well, that's good. That was an important play. Okay, the opponent's already starting to scry with that. The Veto is good. Yep, I'll take one. Emperor is also nice here. Perfect. With a Samurai.
Now you've done it. That's coming off.
That's fine. I still get value out of it.
To me.
I see this is where the opponent's cards are. Creature removal. Alright, sure. The opponent's Field of Ruin can destroy my Castle Vantress. Well, at least now the opponent is down to 3 cards in hand, so that little move made that one Emperor got 2 cards out of the opponent's hand. So I'm up on card here. That was sloppy. I think I should have Vantress there. So I shall do so now. Yeah, the opponent might want to Field of Ruin this now. And I shall... Do I have the choice? I don't have a choice. I already shuffled. Alright, well, that's fair. Can't really do anything about that. So, shall I start attacking with the Hall? Yeah. Sure. I still have a Veto up. This Veto is my ultimate piece of protection here. Always want to kill that immediately, because the second level is quite potent. Another Narset. I take it, if I were the opponent. Now, do I want to smite this token? No, not this time round, to be honest. Because they will be able to potentially trigger the prowess too easily. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of you again, immediately. A Mirrex. I'm starting to get into trouble here. I don't want to use this yet.
I have just the trick for this.
That's fine. Sure. What else? I think this is game over now. This is pretty much game over. Yeah, the opponent did outvalue me there. I needed a Teferi, which they got out of my hand early with the Thoughtseize. Every time these Storm Chaser Towns were 2-for-1s. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Oh no, I could have created a Mirrex token and saved my lockdown. But now I'm going to use Farewell anyway. Creatures... Enchantments, graveyards, even artifacts, why not? Yep. I'm still dead here. Definitely. A single... This is not going to come down with Offspring. Yep, can't win them all. Can't win them all.
No one is able to put thoughtfulness before action.
Alright. GG. Not much to say about that. The opponent definitely just outvalued me there in the long game, which is a shame because Azorius control should be able to do well there as well. But yeah, Thoughtseize, Hand Disruption. Just overall, yeah, this deck is definitely a value train, and it showed. But anyway, on to the next game. Azorius control versus Initiate Train 82. Eiganjo. Moxed Amber. Do I? Should I? Should I shock this just to have the march up on turn 1? No. Two other creatures attacked. Okay. Thalia's really putting me a turn back here. Okay, but now I'm finally closing in and finding a spot to kill her with. Okay. Yeah. Gonna have to take 4 here again. So 4 damage a turn is still nothing to scoff at. Take another 4. I mean, I could use this. And yeah, let's use this with the Veto. Why not? Come on. Oh, but I can't. Yeah, I can get rid of this one. Okay. Because I don't see much use for the Veto, to be honest. Alt, annoying too. That thing, also annoying. So draw 2, discard, and then draw. Fine, you can do that. I'm just kind of okay with that. An Emperor it is. The Emperor would have eaten the Thalia and then... But they would have still had a 3-4, which they could potentially even flip next turn. But I mean, I had this, alright. But, yeah, okay. So, fighting through a Thalia, which is annoying, and I had to, yeah, spread my spells out over multiple turns because of this one additional colorless mana, which just really puts a dent. So it's a pretty good card against Azorius control, but yeah, able to push through nonetheless. I mean, the opponent did mulligan, which means that maybe that was exactly that one card that they needed to put them over the edge. But yeah, that's something that can happen. That's something you need to consider in Magic, right? So, overall, pretty happy with today's run. Azorius Control, Pioneer, best of 1 for 1. Let me think or let me know what you think in the comments below about the deck, any misplays I made, and whatever. But anyway, as usual, thanks for watching, have fun, see you in the arena, and peace.